Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. So, a full trailer for Maul Shadow Lord has been released. So, today I am going to break it down. But before I do get into the trailer, there is also some other news related to Maul Shadow Lord, as they also released a new poster, which is a typical floating head Star Wars poster. But they also revealed the episode titles, which this will be 10 episodes in total, 2 releasing a week. So on April 6th, there will be Chapter 1, The Dark Revenge, and Chapter 2, Sinister Schemes. And then on April 13th, there will be Chapter 3, Whispers in the Unknown, and Chapter 4, Pride and Vengeance. Then April 20th, there will be Chapter 5, Inquisition, and Chapter 6, Night of the Haunted. And then April 27th, there will be Chapter 7, Call to the Oblivion, and Chapter 8, The Creeping Fear. And finally, on May 4th, there will be Chapter 9, Strange Allies, and Chapter 10, Finale. So, with that title for the 10th episode, I do wonder if that means this show's going to only be this season, so I guess a mini series. But with that said, let's just dive into the trailer, which starts with dialogue from the character Brander Lawson, who's like an investigator investigating Maul, which dialogue is him debriefing his team, on Maul, saying he's a syndicate leader associated with several criminal organizations and is proficient with a laser sword, which we see Brander and his team in some corridors of a ship or a building or something, hunting Maul down, which I really enjoyed because it was very like horror-esque. They made Maul seem very scary, and that kind of plays out through the entire trailer, where there's a lot more horror-esque, like scary shots of Maul. So, I am interested to see if the show actually kind of leans into that, or if the trailer is just edited this way. As I do hope the show kind of leans a little more into it, as I quite enjoyed that from this trailer. But back to that scene, Maul then makes easy work of Brander's team. Obviously, I assume Brander gets away. But then it cuts, and then we get some dialogue from Maul saying, "The Empire tried to kill me. Their betrayal demands consequence. And that consequence requires a weapon." Which during that dialogue, we get shots of the Empire on Janix, and along with shots of Maul. One of which we see him kind of sitting on a chair, I guess a throne, you could say. But when he says weapon, we then get a shot of Devon Azari, the Jedi Padawan we saw in the teaser trailer, which we then see her take down some stormtroopers, which then there's a shot of Maul walking towards her very menacingly, because she's kind of backing up scared. So I do wonder if that's maybe the first time they meet. Because in the teaser, I thought there was a scene where maybe it was, but this time, I do really wonder if this is actually the scene, because just how scared she seems. But there's more dialogue from Maul saying, "Together, we can destroy the Empire." Which then there's some scenes of the Pikes kind of preparing for battle, as a door then opens, revealing Maul with his lightsaber ignited. Once again, talking about trailer editing. They don't actually show the door opening. It's the closed door, and then it cuts to the door opened with Maul already having his lightsaber ignited. Obviously, I assume the show won't actually be edited in that way, but I did kind of like it that way. We then see him slicing them all down, making easy work of them, which those scenes are kind of interlaced with Devon speaking with her master, Eeko-Dio, telling him that Maul wants to be allies, but Eeko-Dio says that the Empire may be their common enemy, but Maul will never be their ally. Which I'm still speculating that this master, Eeko-Dio is probably going to die. As there's a bunch of shots in this trailer and the teaser with Devon fighting alongside Maul. And so I'm assuming his death, probably at the hands of the Empire, is going to lead Devon down to the dark side and therefore teaming up with Maul. But after this in the trailer, there's just a lot more quick shots. There's more stuff with Brander, who we see speaking with a lady who I assume is a part of his team, as they speak about wanting to find Maul quickly, as the Empire is going to want answers, and with that, they will most likely come to Janix, and Brander knows that they will lock the planet down, which, we obviously know that's going to happen. Which there's also a shot of Brander kind of sitting down, and Marok, the Inquisitor, kind of comes up from behind him and puts his hands on, Brander's shoulders, which, once again, the editing of it in the trailer really played with some horror-esque scariness with that. So, as Brander seems just absolutely terrified in the shot. But we also see the 11th brother again too, which he's arriving. I'm not sure if it's on Janix or another world, or if everything is on Janix. Not fully sure, because also we see the city, but then there is some shots in like a more jungly area, which is where the 11th brother is landing his ship, which then we get some shots later with the 11th brother and Marok together. And there seems to kind of be a big battle on this bridge between the Inquisitors and the Empire and Maul and his group, as there's, several shots of a battle on this bridge between all of them, which obviously Maul's group also includes Rook Cast and some other Mandalorians, and also a few other Zabraks we see throughout the trailer several times. But during this battle, at least Maul and the 11th brother will fight, as there's a very quick shot of them clashing lightsabers. But we also see another fight, which is Maul and Devon fighting Marok on a train, which we saw glimpses of this in the teaser as well, but we just get a lot more of it in this trailer, as seems like Marok clashes with Devon first, as we see them fighting, and he asks Devon where Maul is, who then shows himself being like, I'm here, and then joins the fight. But, obviously then there's a bunch of other quick action shots. Not too much to really dive into those. I'll just have them up on the screen. But, then, at the end, we see Devon saying, we're not going to be able to take out the whole Empire, as we then see Maul single-handedly take out a AT-AC walker, which is a lot like an AT-ST, but different. I think they only appeared in one episode of The Bad Batch, but they'll be back in this show. And then it ends with a close-up of Maul. Obviously nothing crazy, but that's everything in the trailer. Obviously going off of both trailers, seems like the entirety of the show or season is going to take place on this world Janix. And seems like Maul's goal is to get Devon to fall to the dark side and help him take out the Empire. So, that kind of seems like it's going to be the main central story. But obviously then there's going to be the stuff with the criminal syndicates, and obviously then Brander Lawson and, him investigating Maul. And then obviously the Inquisitors showing up as well. So, I am interested to see if this show is going to be one season or multiple. Just don't know right now. Gonna have to wait and see until the show is over. But it starts on April 6th, like I said. And so I'll be doing reviews, hopefully as the show airs. Not sure if I'll do, because it's releasing 2 a week. I don't know if I'll do review for, two reviews for one episode and the other, or just do a review with both episodes together. Just gonna depend on how I feel after watching them, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, not much else to talk about. I'm going to end this one off here. In the meantime, you can check out my breakdown for the teaser trailer. There's also a kind of prelude comic series, Shadow of Maul, I think it's called. The first issue is already out. I haven't read it yet, but I'm hoping to get a review out before the show starts. Maybe I'll even get it done before I actually upload this breakdown. So, I don't know. Maybe that's out. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But that's going to be it for this one. I've been Star Wars Review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
The Empire may be our common enemy, but Maul will never be our ally.
We need to find him, whatever it takes.
This is escalating out of our hands.